Good morning, students. In the previous lecture of the hydrocarbons, we have completed a whole portion of the alkane compounds. At the last, we discussed about the conformers. Now, in today's lecture, we are going to jump to our next hydrocarbon series, that will be alkene compounds. Likewise, we have studied the alkanes. We are going to study the alkane compounds from the bottom to the top. So, as we discussed in the previous chapter number 12, General Organic Chemistry, alkene compounds are containing of at least one double bond in them. Any alkene compound have at least one double bond in them. In the sense, carbon-carbon double bond, one pi bond between carbon and carbon will be present always in the alkene compound. Then there will be known as a alkene compound. Now, what will be the common formula for alkenes? As we know, the common formula for alkane is CnH2n plus 2. But as there is a double bond in alkene, two hydrogens are less. That's why the common formula of alkene will be CnH2n. Okay, the common name for the alkane was paraffins. Less reactive compounds means paraffins. Likewise, for the alkene compounds, our common name for the alkene compounds will be oily substance. That means olefins. Clear? After that, alkane are saturated compounds, whereas the alkene is unsaturated compound because of the presence of carbon-carbon double bond. Now let's discuss the double bond nature, the structure. What is included in the double bond? First of all, there is a sp2 hybridization available in the alkene compound. Because of sp2 hybridization, the structure of the alkene compound will be planar. For this case, ethylene, there will be trigonal planar structure will be there. After that, we know that sp2 hybridization means one s orbital and two p orbitals, px and py. Tz do not take part in the hybridization. That means three orbital must be there. 1s and 2p are going to hybridize and give me three new orbitals, 1, 2 and 3. Likewise, the other carbon sp2 hybridize 1, 2 and 3 orbitals. Pz do not take part of both the carbon in the hybridization. That's why pz remains as it is. Now, these hybridized orbitals are going to overlap with two hybridized orbit will be overlapped by hydrogen atoms respectively, whereas one orbital of both the carbons will be hybridized, overlapped by each other. When opposite spin electron containing orbital are going to be overlapped, sigma bond will form. So carbon hydrogen sigma bond and carbon carbon sigma bond. Now, one electron is present in pz orbital here and one electron is present in pz orbital over here. There will be parallel overlapping. This is head-to-head overlapping. pz will give me parallel overlapping. And this parallel overlapping resulting in a simple attraction bond, pi bond. Now, what is the difference with the alkane? Alkane has only sigma bond between two carbons. Now, alkene have sigma bond as well as pi bond. Two bonds are there, carbon-carbon double bond. That's why this bond will be shorter than the bond of the alkane. You can see that bond length of carbon-carbon double bond is 134 pm in alkene, whereas in the alkane the bond length was 154 picometer pm. That means because of the double bond, this bond is going to be shorter than the alkane. Now let's analyze this. Because of the short bond, it will be more energetic. Means if we want to break both the bonds, sigma as well as pi, we will require more energy. You can see that carbon-carbon sigma bond in the alkene have the bond energy of 397, approximately 400 kilojoule per mole energy, whereas carbon-carbon pi bond energy is just 284 kilojoule per mole. That means a whole double bond has the energy of 681 kilojoule per mole, whereas alkane have only 384 kilojoule per mole energy. So, carbon-carbon single bond is easy to break compared to carbon-carbon double bond. We are talking about the wall separating both the carbons. But here is the question mark. What if I only want to break the pi bond? It will be easy because I will just need 284 kilojoule per mole energy to bond only and only pi bond. That means the electron cloud present between two sp2 hybridized orbital, the pz electron cloud, will attract electrophiles, the compound, the reactor, which have tendency to gain electron or they are deficient with the electron, will attack on the pi bond to gain the pi electron, and it will give me addition reaction. That's why alkene give most of the time addition reactions. So pi bond will be broken and single bonded compound will be obtained. So that was a statement for alkene, that alkenes going to attract electrophiles and going to create electrophilic addition reaction. They will attract electrophile because they act as a nucleophile. After that, the bond length of carbon and hydrogen bond will be 110 pm, which was greater in the alkane also. Now, here two different bond angles are there. One will be hydrogen carbon hydrogen. Hydrogen carbon hydrogen will be 166.6 degree. Second bond will be bond angle will be hydrogen carbon carbon. This bond angle. This angle will be 121.7, in the sense 121.7 degree. So these two bond angles will be there. Now that was all about the structure of the double bond and whole explanation. Most of the information from this particular area was already discussed in the previous chapter. Now let's talk about the nomenclature of the alkene. We know that we have already completed the nomenclature in the previous chapter, but right now we are going to just practice the nomenclature of alkene compound. Open your textbook. In your textbook there will be a particular example number 13.7. Example number 13.7. You can see there is a particular nomenclature given to identify for us. So let's discuss example number 13.7. Let me open it in my textbook so that we can solve it properly. Example number 13.7. Okay. You can see that before we start example 13.7, they have given first 5 members of the alkene series. Okay, among them the first member will be ethene, CH2 double bond CH2. The common name of ethene is also known as the ethylene, has been drawn over here. After that, next member will be prop1ene, propene, carbon, double bond carbon, single bond carbon. After that, but1ene, on the first carbon there will be double bond. But2ene, on the second carbon there is a double bond. But1,3-diene and 3-methyl but 1-ene. Okay, it is a isomer of the pentene. We will discuss this in the today's lecture. So let's start with the nomenclature. Problem number 13.7. In the 13.7, you can see that they have given us 4 different compounds. Example number 13.7. In the 13.7, our first compound is CH3 twice, in the sense CH3, CH, CH3. CH3 twice, CH, single bond CH, double bond CH, single bond CH2, CH3. Okay, not CH3, only CH is there, sorry. After that, carbon carbon single bond, sorry, double bond. Then again CH, C2H5, in the sense CH2, CH3 and CH3. So this compound has been given. Now let's find out the longest chain. So this will be the longest. Okay, no, not here, because here 2 carbons are there. So this will be the longest chain. Now the numbering part. If we start from here, 1, 2, 3, third carbon has the double bond, and if we start from here, 1, 2, 3 and fourth carbon have a double bond. So numbering will be from here. Let's do this. First carbon, second carbon, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth and 10th carbon. Total number of 10 carbons are there. Now first, the branches for the nomenclature. On the second carbon there is a branch, and on the 8th carbon there is a 1 branch. So 2, 8 dimethyl 10 carbons. That's why deca. On the third carbon there is a double bond, and on the 6th carbon there is a double bond. So deca 3,6 diene will be the name. Now, what is the new thing over here? You can see, till now we were using decane. For the first time we have used deca or dec. Why? Because when we are nomenclaturing alkene and alkyne, remember that whenever we are nomenclaturing alkene and alkyne, there is no inclusion of the alkane compounds. That's why there will be no derivative of the alkanes. So AN will be removed. That's why from decane we have to use deca, because alkene is not derived from the alkane. It is a whole different hydrocarbons. That's why decane is not used. It is only used for deca. N will be removed in the nomenclature of alkene and alkynes. Other than that, carboxylic acid, aldehyde, ketone, sulfonic acid, every single functional group will use alkane derivatives. Means decane will be used, octane will be used. But whenever we are nomenclaturing alkene and alkynes, dec, oct, hept, but. Likewise, word will be used. Remember that rule has not been given in mostly any textbook. After that, our second compound is 8 carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 carbon. Okay, there will be double bond on the first carbon, third carbon, fifth and seventh carbon. Okay, it is quite simple. A straightforward diagram is there. So nomenclature will be, doesn't matter you give number from here or here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 carbons are there. That's why octa 1, 3, 5, 7. 1, 3, 5, 7 tetraene. 4 double bonds are there, that's why tetraene. After that, our next compound is third compound is CH2 double bond C, CH2, CH2, CH3 and here CH2, CH2, CH3. Now the longest chain, obviously the straight one. Nomenclature, least number to the double bond. Okay. Now there is a confusion. What if we go from here to here? Then 7 carbon will be there. Then why we have chosen the 5 carbon chain? Because double bond must be included in the chain. Double bond must be included in the chain. That's why this will be the longest chain, not this one. Now, on the second carbon, there is a propyl group. So, 2 propyl, 5 carbons. That's why pent 1 in. Okay. After that, fourth compound. Okay, this one is the lengthy one. CH3, CH2. Okay, CH2, CH2, CH, CH, CH3, double bond C, single bond CH2, CH3, okay, CH2, CH, CH3 on the below, CH3. This one is the lengthiest one till now for the nomenclature and the hardest one. But follow the rules and every single thing will follow part. Okay. First of all, the longest chain. So, this one will be the longest chain for us. Now, the numbering part. Double bond must be given the less number. You can see that from here it will get the less number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Total number of 10 carbons are there and total 3 branches are there. 2 methyl and 1 ethyl. That's why according to the rule, ethyl will be written first, alphabetical order. That's why 4 ethyl 2 6 dimethyl dec 4 in will be the name, because on the fourth carbon there is a double bond. So that was about the nomenclature of the given 4 compounds. After that, our Next example will be 13.8. Problem 13.8. Calculate the number of sigma bond and pi bond in the previous question. Let's go. 13.8. Okay, for the first one, sigma bond and pi bonds. For the second one, sigma bonds and pi bonds. For the third one, sigma bonds and pi bond. And for the fourth one, sigma bond and pi bonds. Let's calculate this. Okay, the first compound. Calculate the sigma bonds in the first compound. Now, first of all, calculate the hydrogens. 3 plus 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 plus 3, 17, 18, 19, 19 plus 3, 22 carbon hydrogen sigma bonds plus carbon carbon sigma bonds. So 23, 24, 25. One bond is sigma bond from double bond. So 26, 27, 28, again 29, 30, 31, 32 and 33. Total 33 sigma bonds are present in our first compound, and pi bonds, you can see that there are 2 pi bonds only. This type of questions can be asked in your 1 marker questions. Now the second compound. Okay. Whenever there is a 2 end, 2 bonds are remaining empty, which is fulfilled with the hydrogens. So 2 hydrogen over here. Here 3 bonds are there. So 1 hydrogen will be there. So 2 plus 1 plus 1. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now 2 bond empty. So 10 and 11. So 11 carbon hydrogen single bonds. Now carbon carbon single bonds. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18 carbon carbon single bonds are, 17 carbon carbon single bonds are there. Okay, after that pi bonds. So 1, 2, 3, 4 pi bonds are there. Now in the third compound, hydrogen, calculate 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16 carbon hydrogen sigma bond. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 and 23. Total 23 sigma bonds are there and only 1 pi bond is there. In the last compound, you can see 1 pi bond is there. Now calculate the sigma bonds. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 plus 3, 23, 24, 25, plus 3, 28. Total carbon hydrogen sigma bonds are 28. Now carbon carbon single bonds. 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40 and 41. Total 41 sigma bonds are there in the fourth compound. So that was all for your question number 13.8 and the nomenclature. That is the enough practice for the alkene compounds. More practice has been given in your exercise. We will discuss there. Now our next topic is isomers. Isomers of alkene. As we know, ethene, the first member, do not have any isomers, as well as propene do not have any isomers. But when we talk about the butene, C4H8, let's see how many isomers are possible for the butene. First of all, the straight compounds, 4 carbon straight compounds, so CH2, double bond, so 4 bond of this carbon has been completed, CH and bond, so 2, 3 and 4 bond is completed, CH2, 2 plus 1 plus 1, 4 completed, and 3. Like this you can draw any structure. So 4 carbon in a straight line and first carbon containing double bond, name will be but1 in. Let's shift the double bond to the between. So CH3, CH, double bond. So 3 hydrogen and 1 bond. So 4 bonds. 1, 2, 3, 4 bonds. Likewise, 1, 2, 3, 4 bonds. And CH3. Double bond to the second carbon. That's why it is known as a but2in. After that, let's make a one branch. So CH3, C, CH3, double bond, CH2. One branch is there. Okay, I forgot to draw a line. One branch is there. That's why its name will be 1, 2 and 3 carbons. And second carbon has a branch. So 2-methyl prop 1 in will be the name. 2-methyl prop 1 in. Okay, that was open chain compounds. This is the first isomer, second isomer, and the third isomer. Now, these two are, you can see, only the position of double bond has been shifted. That's why these two are position isomers, but 1, 3 and 2, 3 will be the branch isomers or chain isomers. Why? Here 4 carbons are in a straight compound, whereas here one branch is there. So 1, 3 is the branch isomerism pair, 2, 3 is the branch isomerism pair, whereas 1, 2 is the position isomerism pair. So total 3 open chain isomers are possible for C4H8. 3 alkenes are possible. What if there is another compound that can be also there? Suppose this one. Okay, this is the extra portion out of your syllabus. This is cyclic compound. 1, 2, 3 and 4 carbon with the single bonds. Cyclobutane with the same formula C4H8. But it is cyclic isomerism of C4H8. Other than that, a triangle with a one branch. So name will be 1-methyl cyclopropane. So these two are the cyclic isomers of C4H8. Other than that, open chain isomers, alkene isomers are only 3. This is the extra portion for you. Okay. After that, they have given example number, problem number 13.9. In the problem number 13.9, they have given us C5H10 formula, and we have to draw isomers of alkenes. Okay, let's do this. The first one, let's make a straight compounds first. So CH2 double bond CH, CH2, CH2, CH3. Name will be pent 1 in. After that, second compound will be shift double bond. So CH3, CH double bond CH, CH2, CH3. The name will be pent 2 in. Now if you shift again the double bond, the numbering will be from here and it will be again the pent 2 in. Both the compound will be same. So these two compounds are positional isomers. Okay. Now let's make a branch. A branch will be there. So CH2 double bond C and branch is also there. CH2 CH3. So the name will be 4 carbon in a straight compound and 1 branch on the second carbon. So 2 methyl 4 carbon. That's why but 1 in. Shift the branch. So CH2 double bond C, H, CH, CH3. We have just shifted the CH3. So name will be 3 methyl but 1 in. Now shift the double bond. So CH3, CH double bond C, CH3, CH3. Now it will be 3 methyl, sorry, not 3. Now numbering will be from here 1, 2. So 2 methyl but 2 in. Okay, these three are position isomers of each other. But if we take a pair from these two, if 1 and third pair is there, it will be branch isomerism. These are the open chain alkene isomer. Now let's talk about the extra isomers of the C5H8. So hexagonal in the sense cyclopentene. After that, square with one branch. It will be 1 methyl cyclobutane. After that, triangle with 2 branches. So 1, 2 dimethyl propane and triangle with 2 branch on the same carbon. It will be 1, 1 dimethyl propane. So total 4 extra cyclic isomerisms are also possible for C5H10. But for your answer, this 5 has been included, not this 4. This is for the extra knowledge. Okay. So that was all for the today's lecture. In the next lecture, we will discuss about the geometrical isomerism in detail. So till now, prepare this, practice the isomerism and practice the nomenclature specially. Thank you so much.